Okay, so let's talk about this title, The Secret Trick Rich People Use to Grow Money Fast. I know, I know, it totally sounds like clickbait, right? But stick with me, because there's a really powerful idea hiding behind that headline. A financial principle that draws a massive line between just saving money and actually building wealth quickly. Let's dive in and see what it's all about.
Hold on a second. If you're enjoying insights like this, hit the subscribe button right now. All right, let's jump into the most important part.
But first, we need to talk about something I think a lot of us can relate to, and that is the slow money problem. You know that feeling, right? Where you're doing everything you're supposed to be doing. You're saving, you're budgeting, but your bank account just feels like it's stuck in the mud. And that really brings us to this question, doesn't it? Does building your wealth feel like you're climbing a staircase that just never ends? It feels like for every single step you climb, the staircase just gets longer, it's exhausting, and honestly, it can be pretty discouraging. So, okay, why? Why is that climb so painfully slow for so many of us? Well, a lot of the time, it's because we've all been handed the same exact playbook, and we're caught in what you could call the conventional wisdom trap. Okay, so look at this. On one side, you've got the safe playbook. This is what we're all taught, right? Save a little bit, cut your spending, maybe grind it out for a tiny raise at work. And hey, that's not bad advice, but then you have to look at the unspoken reality of that path. Your growth is just linear. It's slow. It's totally capped by how many hours you can physically work. And all the while, inflation is just eating away at your progress. You're basically playing a game of addition when you really should be playing a game of multiplication. All right, so if that slow, steady path isn't the whole story, then what is? What's the missing piece? There's a fundamental change in strategy that just puts the accelerator to the floor. Well, it's time to pull back the curtain on this so-called secret. And look, the big secret? It's not some crazy new crypto coin or a hot stock tip. It's one single, powerful idea that completely changes the rules of the game. And that idea is leverage. This is the real dividing line between that slow climb and a rocket launch toward your financial goals. So what in the world is leverage, really? Well, put simply, it's using other people's money to control something big with just a little bit of your own. The classic example that everyone knows is a mortgage on a house. You might put down 20%, but you get to control 100% of that asset. And if that house goes up in value, you get 100% of the appreciation, not just 20%. That is leverage in action. Okay. So that's the theory, but let's look at the numbers, because this is where it really clicks. This is how leverage becomes an engine for some seriously fast growth. The difference it can make in just 1 year is, well, it's kind of staggering. This table says it all, really. First, look at that top row, the saving strategy. You put in $10,000. Let's say you get a decent 5% return. You've made $500. Your return on your money is 5%. Pretty standard stuff. Okay, now look at the leverage row. You invest the exact same $10,000 of your own money, but you use it as a down payment to control a $100,000 asset. Now, if that entire asset grows by that same 5%, that's a $5,000 gain. So your return on your 10 grand isn't 5% anymore, it's a whopping 50%. It's the same amount of your money, the same market conditions, but a 10 times bigger return. That's huge. So you can see this is way more than just a math trick. It's about a totally different way of thinking about your finances. It's a brand new mindset that changes your entire relationship with money, and yeah, even your relationship with debt. And this right here, this is the heart of it. The old way is all about working for money. You trade your time, your life, for a paycheck. This new mindset flips that completely. The goal is to have your assets and your money work for you, day and night, whether you're sleeping or on vacation. And this quote just sums it up perfectly. Wealthy people don't just get rich by stashing cash in a savings account. No way. They put that money to work. They use their savings as a tool, kind of like a key to unlock and control much, much bigger assets than what they started with. So I want to leave you with a question to chew on. And just to be super clear, this is not me giving you financial advice to go out and get a huge loan tomorrow. Not at all. This is about shifting your mindset. Start thinking like an investor. So ask yourself this. What's one asset out there? Maybe it's a piece of real estate, a small business, whatever, that's worth way more than what I could ever save up on my own. Because seriously, just thinking about that question and finding an answer, that could be your first real step onto a much, much faster financial path.